Let's get together. Stop all this fussing and fighting. Let's love one another. You gotta help your mother, help your father, help your brothers, help your sisters, help your neighbors and your friends. We are one people, one nation, one destiny. Everybody, y'all. One people, one nation, one destiny. Yeah, yeah. Separated. Now we are free. That's the way it should be. You gotta help your mother, help your father, help your sister, help your brothers, help your neighbors and your friends. We are one people, one destiny, yeah, yeah. One people, one nation, one destiny. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. We are one people, one nation, one destiny. Yeah, yeah. One people, one nation, one destiny. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo. Dude like this, reggae's another day, y'all. Move, y'all. Uh-huh. In the olden days, we were separated. Now we are free, yeah. That's the way it should be. You gotta help your mother, help your father, help your sister, help your brothers, help your neighbors and your friends. One, we are one people, one nation, one destiny. Sing my song, yeah. One people, one nation, one destiny. Whoa, whoa, whoa. One people we are, we're one destiny.
So, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cup, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data. I have none.
All right. Hey, guess what? Forgive me. If I tell you guys what happened, you would laugh. You would probably say old age stepping in. I am on. I thought I was on. Here it is that I'm abusing Carl Miller, telling Carl Miller to get a new phone, get a new computer, asking you guys if you guys are hearing me. You know, um, asking if you guys are hearing me, abusing out Carl Miller, tell him to get a new phone, get a new this. And guess what? I wasn't on. Guys, do forgive me, please. Forgive me. Now you're hearing me loud and clear, though, right? Loud and clear, you guys are hearing me. Thank you so much. Well, I'm glad that Carl Miller and others didn't get to hear what I was saying about abusing Carl. and others because they were saying no sound, no sound, no sound. Rhonda Lane, social media, inbox, you know what I mean? Inbox. You can't forget about the thing tomorrow and these things. Rhonda's very old fashioned, you know. Here how I know Rhonda is old fashioned. Rhonda could inbox me privately, right? Rhonda, good evening to you. I know the social media thing, Rhonda. You're doing a heck of a job. In the beginning, I was talking about Rhonda. I said Rhonda doesn't sleep. Rhonda is on every show. Rhonda is on. She's a fighter. She is a fighter. She is a fighter. And Rhonda is telling me, Mark, good night. We'll be going for that item tomorrow. Hope it's not too late. Rhonda, how can we business right here for the world to see? Of course, Rhonda. I'll never forget you. Never forget you. All right? I got you, Rhonda. I got you. All right? So let it just be known that I got you. And I'm glad that you guys are hearing me loud and clear. Loud and clear. You're welcome, Rhonda. Anytime, you're welcome. Something about Rhonda. To go on them other shows, abuse me out. Said that I block Shay. I don't. This time was nothing of the sort. And look, Rhonda and I are like besties right now. Besties. Nobody, no one can come between Rhonda and I. No one. No one. No political party, no political leader. Let me rest myself, Rhonda. Don't make joke with your party. All right, guys. What do you want to talk about this evening? What is happening? They got in Parliament. They dress up. Oh, gosh, if you see how they dress up, you know, they walk in and they make sure the cameras on all of them, every single one of them. Every single one of them make sure they dress up today. They gone in Parliament and they're trying to, especially those on the government side, right? They're trying to, Rajendra Dinath, I see you, buddy. I see you. Calm down. I see you. Right? And so they're trying to make this thing look as though they're all together. That is why, if you noticed, I was doing other stuff. I was washing dishes. I was doing my hair. I was all sort of things I was doing. And I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't listen to a single one in Parliament. Some of you can get however vexed you guys want to get. It's okay. I can understand, to each his own. But I'm not going to sit. I'm not going to take time out at all. And I'm not being arrogant here at all. Not at all, but I'm just telling you guys exactly what I did. I looked out for other stuff that can be done, some more beneficial stuff, than to listen, especially to those on the government side, the so-called government side, talking about unity and a unified approach in dealing with Venezuela issue. It's just a 2-3 hours together and they're wasting people's time. I wasn't about to waste my time to hear a pack of wolves on the government bench talk about unity. What unity they're talking about? They want us to drop all of our pains, drop all of the trials and tribulations, drop all of the insults and all manner of things, so that we all can be in Parliament, hug each other, kiss each other, say how much we love each other for that moment. And as soon as we walk out of that part, because watch how the government guys are going to operate. As soon as they walk out of Parliament, they're going to start chopping up those in the opposition side again. They're going to call them riggers. They're going to call them, show me your SOPs, all manner of things. All manner of things they're going to do and say after that. There is no unity, none whatsoever. But all the PPP wanted was that opportunity for the opposition members of Parliament to dung tools, so to speak. And all of them stand there in Parliament and salute each other. And so that
Irfan Ali and those guys will feel comfortable to send a message that there was a special joint parliamentary session. But notice, mind you, notice that almost all of them, and this is the point I want to make, right? When I was growing up, and I know you guys are tired hearing, when I was growing up, right? It's a Guyanese kind of thing. Almost every Guyanese, when I was growing up, and I knew of these ministers of government back then, my time, long time ago. These guys used to be in parliament. They used to be, well, at that time we didn't have TV. We had radio. And it's like we used to see these guys standing up and speaking right through the radio. They had no papers. They had nothing. They were talking, giving speeches. These days in parliament, have you guys noticed? Everybody get a piece of paper. Everybody get a piece of paper. And they got to look down at the paper and they got to read. And look, I would stand there in parliament for 1 hour. I'm sorry that I'm just full of myself. Some of you guys know that. But whatever happened to these parliamentarians that could stand there and speak for 5 minutes, 10 minutes without looking down at the paper? And you know, the border issue back in 18 so and so, and then Venezuela, we are now, and then they look up and then they look down. Oh, come on. Waveney Doris, let's listen to the program. He's gonna come on, he's gonna come on. You know, you guys like to, you know, where's Wayne? Where's this? You know. And then Utah, somebody said Utah couldn't pronounce some word, and this body couldn't, you know. I'm not too impressed with what I saw, the little bits and pieces, but honestly, I didn't listen. I'm just not. I think I saw one or two of them. Somebody called me and asked if I was watching, and then they got vexed because I wasn't watching, and then they got back. And it's okay. I see it on Facebook. You know, I wasn't too impressed. Back in the days, we had real foreign affairs ministers. You know, real foreign affairs ministers, bright guys. These days is any and anybody. Any and anybody, a person, it's foreign affairs is foreign to our politicians. International relations become a style. It becomes a paper product. Oh, this and everything. It's just, what more? I didn't even want to come and do the show tonight. I wanted to just sit back and relax. You know, here it is. We get somebody bombs raised right away. Mark, it's okay. Everyone is not you. Let's stop being critical. Come on. In a democracy, you got to be critical. Where you want all of us sit here and eat the same cook-up. Some of us got to eat soft cook-up. Some of us want different things in our cook-up. We can't be the same. We can't. Huh? The minute you start to be objective, even with those in the opposition, some of y'all bums is just raised just a boop. Look, Bernita Walton, Anthony. Her bombs raised right away. Boom. Mark, it's okay. Everyone is not you. Did I say everyone is me? Let's stop being critical of everything. Of everything? This is not a show where you just come and you praise them all the time. This is not the show for that. They have other shows, maybe praise them all the time, but not this show. This show will be critical. Then there are many persons who do not use paper. But if I mention names, I may be called biased. There's nobody using paper. I saw, the few that I saw, all of them were using papers. Every single one of them, including the name that you want to call, and if you call that name, yes, they were using paper too. I know you don't want to call the name. And I know you want praise up and big up. I know where you're coming from. Vernita Walton. Anthony. Good to see you back. And good to see that it was a time for you to comment quickly because your blood boiling up, Vernita Walton Anthony. All right, what else is happening? Good to see you though, Vernita. Haven't seen you comment in a while, but I'm glad that I was able to get you out tonight to comment. I knew I was going to get you. What else is happening, guys? But I get your point, Vernita. You don't like, we shouldn't be critical. We all should just hug up each other, dance up and kiss up each other, and forget about the flaws, forget about, but the politicians these days are not like the politicians we used to have. They're not like the politicians we used to have. Most of them are not like the politicians we used to have. And that's just my opinion, right? Oh gosh, look, another one come on here. Big musing tonight on me. UC Jarvis said teleprompter. No. Forget about me. No. I've been around on the block for a while. I know about teleprompters and so forth. Yeah, that is true. That's why they have speech writers and so forth. But I'm talking about back in the days, politicians, they didn't have teleprompters and these things. You think when JFK was speaking, he had teleprompter. You think when the debate with Nixon and who was it? One of the other guys, I think it was Nixon and JFK, the first ever debate. You think they had teleprompters and these things? They hardly had proper cameras. But back in the days in Guyana, you think Burnham had teleprompter when he was standing in Parliament to give a speech? You think the other ministers and all of those MPs back then, they were bright men and women. They didn't need teleprompters. They didn't need speeches to be written. They had the facts right there, UC. And UC Jarvis, you know that, man. The facts were right there. But I know some of y'all getting vexed because y'all support X, Y, or this body, and it's okay. And y'all want to say that y'all horse in the race did well. They didn't have papers, but almost what I saw, they were all looking down, reading, raise up, reading, raise up. But anyways, it is what it is, right? Thank you so much, Jarvis. I didn't know. Did you guys see the General Secretary? It would have been interesting. I haven't seen her. I haven't seen her in a while. She is not seen. And again, guys, correct me. I haven't seen her at a press conference in a while. The U.S. ambassador visited the office, the Congress place there. I didn't see her receiving the ambassador. These are things that we missed. And again, some of you guys might say, what is Ben Sharp picking on X? These are things that we missed. I mean, the PNC, do they still have a functioning general secretary? And then this general secretary, the Honorable MP, Dawn Williams, her region consists of majority indigenous people, closer to the border of Venezuela. Why is it that we're not seeing her at a press conference? We want to hear how the people are feeling on the ground and so forth. We're just not seeing. Madam General Secretary, if you are around, at least you can say hello to us. We're not seeing you at press conferences. We don't know what's happening. Well, let me keep my mouth shut because some diehard folks, maybe Vernita Walton Anthony might get upset again for obvious reasons, right? Good. So we need to see more of our people. We need to see more of our people out there. The General Secretary, an important position. I don't know, like it's just a paper position these days. It's just, I don't know, is it a paper position? You just text somebody and put them there and that's it? Is that what politics is these days? I don't know. Look, over the weekend, there's a show by Dr. Kellon Bob, Grenadian, but he resides in the US, and he had Dr. Mark Cortin on. This was a show with doctors, real doctors, not fake doctors, like even, and I noticed in Guyana, this thing got to stop. I noticed in Guyana, even those who have what is it called, honorary doctorate, they're using it in front of their names and addressing themselves as doctor. It's got to stop. They're not doctor. They should not be addressed as doctors and so forth. Jack Dale does it a lot. But we can understand when Jack Dale does something because he doesn't know better. But if you have an honorary doctorate, you cannot address yourself as doctor. You cannot. And those of you, some of you know yourself, you need to stop it. But these guys are real doctors, and they had an excellent show last, when was it? Saturday. Excellent. Was it Sunday? Sorry. Excellent show on the Venezuela-Guyana situation. And wonderful presentation made by Dr. Mark Curtin. And I think Rear Admiral Gary Best was there. And my friend out in St. Vincent, Jomo Sanga Thomas, attorney. He was once the Attorney General of that country. And so it was a wonderful program, in case you guys missed it. Now let's get back to this here. It is still Policia. Still Policia. Guyana Police Force, and underneath Policia. Something isn't right about what Jack Dale is up to. I repeat, something isn't right about what Jack Dale is up to. Something isn't right. They are continuing with this Policia stuff. Policia, Policia. It is disrespectful to the Guyanese community. It is downright disrespectful. Now, these are the same people who go into Parliament and to present themselves as though they're a unified bunch. And then when they walk out of Parliament, is back to square one, back to Policia. It doesn't, something isn't adding up, guys. Something isn't adding up. And that is why it is my view, again, it is my view that all the PPP wanted was basically that sitting in Parliament to show some sort of fake unity. There's no unity because Jack Dale and Irfan and the PPP, they're not concerned about being patriotic. They're hustlers. And so that's why they were in Parliament today, to hustle the nation again. Because after that, right at the bottom of their hearts and minds, they are anti-Guyana. They are more pro-corruption. And let me give you guys an example as to what I mean. This is Jack Dale. Did he apologize to the parliamentarians for this?
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you make a slight concession in the maritime area.
Slight concession. Did anyone, like I said, I didn't watch, I don't know, but if anyone can say that someone in the opposition bench brought this up and asked for an apology from Jack Dale and the PPP, did anyone bring this up? Anyone at all? Because I am not going to go into a meeting with someone as unpatriotic as Barra Jack Dale, someone who has been selling out Guyana, and allow this to pass by without standing up there through the speaker and asking Barra Jack Dale to apologize to the nation for this.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you make a slight concession in the maritime area.
So you're against what Maduro is saying in one breath, and then in another breath you want to give or make a slight concession to Venezuela, and you're sitting there in Parliament talking about a unified approach to Venezuela and calling on the people of Venezuela to basically ignore the referendum that's coming up in about a month's time. And that same Jack Day wanted to sell out a piece of Guyana to Venezuela. And not only that, look at what Jack Day, Irfan, and the PPP are up to. Look at what they're up to. There's nothing about unity that occurred there in Parliament today. Absolutely nothing. It was fraud, and I feel away because all of them got to eat food today. I don't mean that some of them don't eat, but it cost taxpayers about $5 million to prepare the meals there today. 5 or 10, it could be $1 million, and it's going into the hands of the crony supporters of the PPP, those who have the contacts to Jack Day and Irfan. About $5 or $10 million worth of food, the best wine, and they're going to sit down and they're going to shake hands and they're going to eat. And meanwhile, a little boy or a little girl in Alba Young ain't get food for eat today. In Manripo, same thing. In Port Moran, same thing. But they go into Parliament and ate like $10 million worth of food. Security, about $100 million of security alone for that day. They blocked off roads and streets. Meanwhile, people are punishing in Guyana, punishing every single day. Now, if I was sitting there in Parliament, I would have taken my saucepan with food, whether it's fried fish, whether it's corihasa, whether it's white pudding, whatever, and I would have been eating so that all of you guys can see that I'm not going to Parliament for no fancy food. That's not what I have been elected for. Fancy food, fancy wine, fancy drink. And then they're inside that eating area, eating and smiling and shaking each other's hands and all manner of things. And then come outside, right? Come outside and pretend there's all manner of things. Look, it's hypocrisy all around. For the most part, all around for the most part. And it's time those in the opposition wake up and open their eyes. I saw somewhere in one of the newspapers that one of the so-called ministers is saying that incompetence or something, or accidents or something, or negligence of citizens contribute toward the constant and regular blackouts in the country. Utter nonsense. You know, for the most part, what contributes towards the high level and the frequency of blackouts in the country? They're not going to tell you guys this. They're not going to admit it, but it's corruption, widespread corruption. And Anil's brother, I was told, is now running GPL. Every single time those guys are there, it's corruption upon corruption upon corruption upon corruption upon corruption. Every single time, it's massive level of corruption. Look at the difference when the APNU AFC government was in office. Look at the difference all across the board. Whether it's the health sector, massive improvement under the coalition. Electricity at GPL, massive improvement. Water, massive improvement. That is why people pay their tax dollars and they're comfortable with that. But under this corrupt regime, we can't say the same. Water, gone back brown. People don't even get to take a shower on their second level any longer. They can't even bathe properly, even at the bottom flat. You turn on the pipe, it's like sugar water. It's like Mabi. There's no electricity. There's nothing. People are fed up of the country. One set of people who are connected to the hierarchy of the PPP, they're the ones who are surviving. And the ordinary man and woman, it doesn't matter your ethnicity, it doesn't matter your religion, the ordinary man and woman are the ones who are punishing. Not the ministers and these high-profile officials. They're not punishing. Jagdev said the other day at his so-called dark pen press conference that everybody is suffering, that he's not suffering. He doesn't even know what blackout is. Well, only in certain situations. But he doesn't experience GPL blackout. He doesn't. So these people cannot feel your pain. So if they cannot feel your pain, how do you expect them to solve the problem? They don't care. Right now, if you take an audit of GPL, it's hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars stolen right out of GPL. I would be surprised if GPL runs bankrupt, doesn't run bankrupt by now in year end. But under the coalition, GPL was saving taxpayers' money. Under the PPP, they're robbing us day and night. You don't even have to see it. It's coming right in front of your face. Boom. And we must not, you guys who are in Guyana, must not allow the PPP to hoodwink you guys, to tell you guys that because of citizens' negligence, they get blackout. It is corruption at GPL. And these guys are not spending the money in areas at GPL that they should spend. It's corruption and corruption and corruption and corruption. That is what it is. That is exactly what it is about. Corruption. Nothing else. Do not be fooled, guys. You think they care if your freezer is damaged? They think they care if your refrigerator or your microwave, I repeat, or your microwave is damaged, or your television set is damaged? They're not concerned about that. They could go and replace theirs with your tax dollars. But the ordinary man and woman, they have to suffer. Nobody's going out and doing anything. They had a little protest there for 2 days. Couple people went out. Couple of folks went out. As Beetlejuice would say, a couple of folks went out. That's it. Couple of folks went out. Nobody wants to go out any longer. Nobody believes in protest any longer. They're being told by their leaders, protest is not even, you don't even see their leaders protesting any longer. Everybody prefers to be in their office, their air-conditioned office, and issue press releases and press conference, and that's it. And then call the special session in Parliament. Everybody dress up in their dandan, and they go and they speak out of the big pieces of paper, and that's it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. All you see them talking up on Facebook, and that's it. Nobody cares. It's like they're afraid to protest. And guess here the reason why they're afraid to protest. They are afraid to protest because of what they think. Because of what they think the PPP is going to say about them. And what the PPP may do in the protest. That's all. And anytime there's a political party that is sitting in the opposition and is afraid to do things because of what the other party is going to think of them, that something is wrong. Something, my friends, something is not adding up. Something is not adding up. We already know that the PPP pay their thugs to go and disrupt opposition protests. They have done that numerous occasions. And their number one target, the PPP's number one target, is, say, for example, the opposition has a protest tomorrow. They're going to pay some thugs to go around by the market and beat up, specifically, target Indian person. Beat them up and then put the blame on the opposition. That is what they do. They do that all the time. But that shouldn't prevent the opposition from going out and protest. Oh, we're not good. Every time it comes up with some sort of protest, excuses upon excuses upon excuses upon excuses upon excuses upon excuses. Why they shouldn't go out and protest. That's why you don't see the leaders out there protesting. You don't see them. The only time you see them, and I want you guys to take a look at this point of view. The only time you see them out there protesting, for the most part, mind you, is when something happens to them. And then they go out and they say, come on, people, let's go out. I will be going to court tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Or they put their people to say they will be going to court tomorrow at such and such a time so that the people could go out. The people, it seems as though the people should go out only when the leaders need them out there for their own purposes. That's not right. That's not politics. That's not good politics. The Henry boys' relatives had a protest. Somebody got in and called them off. Yeah, I'll go home. The people in Essequibo had their protest for Orrin Boston, the guy who was murdered. The guy who was murdered by a member of the Guyana police force. Guess what? They told the people to go home. The Henry brothers, relatives, y'all go home. Quinton Bacchus, y'all go home. The people got charged for all sorts of silly things, terrorism and them dotishness. No visible support. None whatsoever. It looks as though those in the opposition, the leadership, they don't even want protest. Nobody wants protest any longer. Nobody wants to go and spend a little 15 minutes in McDonald's. Anyways. Oh, Father. What else we can talk about here, guys, before because I'm getting off in 10 minutes time. What else can we talk about? Let's go back to what Jack Deere instigated. Take a listen to this.
Hace varios días atrás se llevó a cabo una conferencia en la cual el líder del partido político de la oposición citó que están preocupados por la presencia de tantos inmigrantes venezolanos aquí en Guyana, lo cual desencadenó una ola de mucha preocupación entre dicha comunidad, los venezolanos, me incluyo yo, y también desencadenó algunos incidentes de discriminación en contra de dicha comunidad. Sin embargo, ayer 30 de octubre por la tarde, en una reunión que se sostuvo en el Centro de Conferencias de la Nación, el vicepresidente hizo unas declaraciones súper importantes para la comunidad venezolana. Su señoría, el doctor.
So that Venezuela national is boasting and bragging about his meeting with Jack Deere and what Jack Deere told them and Venezuelans. And I wouldn't be in Parliament sitting next to Jack Deere, that unpatriotic individual who should have been charged with treason by now and put away for 5+ years in solitary confinement. Put him away, see how long he's going to last. Probably wouldn't even last 5 minutes. Can't. Cannot take the pressure. There's something else. There's something else that I am. Lekram Ramkilawan is a protest is good if food is free. Yeah, food is free in Parliament. Ramkilawan. Jack Deere, they've been on. They're the biggest welfare recipients in Guyana. How you think Jack Deere get all that money, billions upon billions of dollars? Abi money, abi money thief, why? When you think they go home and they eat, you think they work for anything? They're thieving from you, the taxpayers. They're thieving and they're eating lavishly. When they go Lake Ramkilawan, when they go to that wild place, Palm Court, is who money you think they're spending? When they eat food, is who you think paying for it? When they go to the Marriott, is who you think pay for it? When they travel and they go all over and sleep in fancy hotels and they pay for little thing from them girls and them, right? is who you think paying for it. Who you think paying for it? And let me see here. Ram Killer One said, Glenn Lal is giving money to protect. You mean protest, right? You reveal yourself, right? But when Jack Dave and them get dozens of people at office of the president blogging and cussing people out, and when you think they're paying money to go into the communities to block up certain communities and all these things, you know, Ram Killer One, be honest. The PVP spends millions upon millions of dollars to block up things, you know, and to pay protesters too, you know. So don't come at Glenn Lal giving money to protect. By the way, it's protest. Protest. It is protest, Ram Killer One, not protect. Protest. At least you know big word. But good to see you though, Lake Ram Killer One. Good to see you. Good to see you. But come with the facts, man. Come with the facts. Come on with the facts. Don't come with dotishness. But food. Bro, you see, I know when these guys come with this stupidness, you know they're attempting to be racial, right? But looking from Ram Killer One's photo, Ram Killer One, black, he could pass a black man, right? I bet if he goes in somebody else nighttime for rob, they say, well, black man can rob away. He looks like that, right? But outside of that, I grew up under quarantine. And when music and wedding house come around, it's everybody there for free food buy. It doesn't matter your ethnicity. Ram Killer One there for free food. Lake Ram there for free food. Vishnu there for free food. Kill One there for free food. Everybody there for free food. Clyde there for free food. Desiree Emmanuel there for free food. So this free food thing is not confined to one ethnicity, you know, like they love to say black people love free food. You go out of village right now, Philippine or one village, and you say food a share. But not just Philippine. Kilmarnock. All over. It's free food. People love free food. Wedding house. It no matter who wedding house. Jandy house. Free food. Y'all got to stop with this thing. Y'all got to stop with this thing here every minute about black people, about free food. Ram Killer One, I don't know if you're Guyanese, you're diehard. Me know what you mean by diehard Guyanese. I know what you mean by that, boy. I know what you mean by that. Well, I know based on your picture, you look like a black man. Accept the fact. You look like a black man. And if I were living next to you, I'd give you free food tonight. What else we can talk about? There's some other stuff that I wanted to touch on before. Oh, somebody reminded me. Let me see if you guys know about this house. Whose house this is? Y'all tell me. Whose house? Waiting. Gianna, you're right. Die-hard rum drinker. Die-hard rum drinker. Whose house is this or was? Let me see if you guys know. Waveney Doris says that this was Mr. Hoyt's house. Don Smithlet said that this was Hoyt's house. Melissa Sue said the same. Mr. Hoyt's house. Good. Do you guys think, somebody said Bornham? No. Do you guys think, thank you, Nicole LaRouche, them tongue people would know, them people from Linden and thinking and Borbies. Let's go tongue 1 and 2 times, right? But yes, that's the late President Desmond Hoyt's house. The late, we don't want any distraction, guys. So enough of Ram Killer Ram and his dotishness, distraction. We don't deal with that, all right? Because come with something that makes sense and Let's talk sensibly, man. That dotishness. But come, let me go Guyana. You want to hold me down in the plane? Not me. Think get the people them, but not me. Come, let me go Guyana and protest and ignoramus. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. Let's get back to this house. Desmond Hoyt, Desmond Hoyt, president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. This is where he lived. This is where Desmond Hoyt lived. He spent time when he was president there too, and even after he became opposition leader. Right there. Desmond Hoyt, right there. You think these kunu-munus, what are in politics today, going to live in something like this? You think they're going to want to thieve the taxpayers' monies to build big house? And all manner of things like what Jack did. Compare this to what Jack did. We can accept this. Every time some of these pakus get into office, suddenly they get big houses. Some of them used to live a bottom house, storefront. But they get big houses. It looks as though getting into politics is a profit. Becoming a minister is a profit. The thief. These guys ain't get no shame when it comes to thieving. None of them would live here. Not a single one of them. That's right, Ravi Kemraj. Compare this to Papa Jagabat's mansion. You know? They wouldn't even want to live there. And that is why these guys go into office, Jagdev and Irfan, they're businessmen, you know. They're not politicians. They don't care about you guys. They are businessmen. Priya Manikchan, all of them are in for business to see how they could flip things and make monies upon monies. Remember in Pradoville, Priya Manikchan had a house there. She sold that house to a guy named Dave, for almost approximately $1 million US. Where these people just get into office just like that and milk the taxpayers of Guyana? They don't care about you guys. That is why, hey, you've got to have a caring government. And it's time for a real change. It's time to get these vagabonds, these corrupt vagabonds, unpatriotic vagabonds out of office. Look at what they're going to say from tomorrow and the next day. They're going to go back cussing out the opposition. Those same people that they hug up today in Parliament, they shake up their hands, those who want to shake hands and get pictures with them, dotishness. But I know Vernita want to comment about that specific one when I say the shake hand, dotishness, right? Then they're back again tomorrow, cussing all of them, cussing them. You know what? When they gone out cussing them tomorrow and so forth, good for them. Let it take their cuss because the ears hard. The PPP is not about unity. They're not about unity. Let me see some of your comments. Business thieves, that's right. They're business thieves. They're corrupt vagabonds. That's who they are. That's what they are about. Checking some of your comments. Somebody, I see Ronde say, Mark, do you think we should have letter with signatures to the JG? Well, y'all know what Rhonda means, man. Rhonda take the C and think is a G. Rhonda is my friend. Let me see with Rhonda. You know, these are things the opposition should be doing, you know. Those who parading themselves as experts, so-called experts in foreign relations. These are things they should be doing, and the leadership, not we on social media and these things. We can't do it all. We are not elected officials. We're not being paid $300,000+ every month. We can't drive past bridges and things. We gotta stop and pay we toll. all the MPs, they get them privileges that we don't, Rhonda. Then people getting paid, but those who are getting paid as members of parliament, they treat that job as though it's not important. Some of them are teachers, and that their teaching profession, their teaching job is more important than an MP work. And the MP work, they're being paid far more than their teaching job or any other job that they have. Far more, especially, except lawyers, real lawyers who actually in the courtroom lawyers, not paper lawyer, courtroom lawyers who have that experience. They could make their money. They could make their monies like that. Courtroom lawyers, experienced lawyers, not lawyers who pay and other people sit down and do their bar exams to them and suddenly they're practicing law in Guyana. And that's another story, right? For another time. All right, so what else we can touch on before I get out of here? I was looking through the papers and I saw this here. Nigerian government budgets for SUVs and president's wife, while millions struggle to survive in Nigeria. We have the same that's going on in Guyana. We have the same. In the interest of transparency, we'd like to know how much money the First Lady is using for her office. We are told over $100+ million, vehicles and drivers and these things. And now look, First Ladies have to be protected. Don't get me wrong. In this case, we have an installed First Lady. But how much money, how much taxpayers' money is being spent? And that's what we'd like to know. There's nothing wrong with that. And who are the folks that are donating to the First Lady's office, and whenever there's some sort of fund and whatever? Who? We'd love to know that. All right, so again, this is a 8 o'clock hour for us, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. 8 o'clock. We are going to be broadcasting 8 o'clock, which will be 9 o'clock Guyana's time. I'm glad that there seemed to be some sort of cooperation. I noticed that Shara Duncan has started at 7, which means I pick up from 8 until 9 US time. And then Burke, I believe Burke has his show from 10 o'clock. So that is what we need to do across the board. And not rush for some sort of popularity contest. It's not what it's about. People have been complaining that at times we run over each other's time. I myself, at times, I'm a little guilty of that because sometimes I don't know when Burke comes on. He's not consistent in terms of his timings, but my time is from 8 to 9 now, Eastern Standard Time. And I'll ensure, especially when no one else is on, or if someone else is on, I'll ensure that I get off at the rightful time so that persons can hop over to hear someone else's message. I promise you that I will do that. I hope the others will do that too. Because in this game of unity, one hand man don't clap, right? One hand man don't clap. Denise Booker, I know you and your Buxtonians, y'all got to catch them up. Hey, before I go, let me say this here, that the visiting dignitaries from the U.S. will be in Guyana next week. They will be there next week on a mission to get some facts as to what's happening in Guyana. Massive allegations of discrimination and so forth. And those folks will be in Guyana next week. And they are going to be in Guyana, compliments of, yep, you're hearing it here, compliments of Penshap Radio and the Village Voice and the Institute Against Racism, I believe. I'll get you the full information of that. And so we are responsible for those individuals and their schedule in Guyana. And so I will give you some more update on that. But just to have you know again that they are heading to Guyana, compliments of Bench Up Radio, the Village Voice, and the Institute. Let me give you guys the correct information. And so we are currently working out in terms of their schedule, where they will be, and where they will be visiting with individuals and at the right time. And the Village Voice, Bench Up Radio, of course, and the Institute for Action Against Discrimination will be responsible or are responsible for the visit of those individuals. It is a group, and we operate as a group. And at this point in time, there's only so much that I can say. But when the group is prepared and ready to speak more on the issue, you will hear it on this platform, and you will hear it on other platforms. But be prepared for that visiting team from the US to Guyana, from the US to Guyana. But for now, I'm out of here. I'll be back tomorrow, same place, same time. And for those of you who wish to apply for this diversity visa program, it's if you're lucky to become permanent residents, that's what this lottery is all about. And again, this is what this lottery is all about. Tomorrow is the deadline. The process is very easy. Those of you, if you go on my personal page, you will see a link. Once you go there, you get that link, you just fill out that simple application and you upload a passport size photo. It's something that you can do alone, something you can do by yourself. The deadline is tomorrow. If you're married, you need to put your husband's information. If you have kids, you need to put the kids' information and their passport size photos also. So be prepared for that. All right? Good. So again, this is the 2025 Diversity Visa Program. It is now open and it closes tomorrow midnight. Good luck to you guys. Go on my page and you'll get the link right there. But for now, I've got to go. God bless you guys. Hopefully Wayne Caesar should be with us tomorrow. And I close by Rhonda. I ain't forget you. You get a thing. I ain't forget you as you started off. That you didn't get the thing and don't forget about the thing. I love you guys. Those of you who are celebrating your birth anniversary, happy birthday to you. If you missed a loved one, whatever that's going through, all the best condolences too as well. But I'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk about police brutality. We'll talk about a bunch of other things. But for now, what is there? Venezuela, take the eyes and pass us. There's nothing that the regime is doing. I must apologize. The regime is doing something about the problem with Venezuela. This is what they're doing.
I love you in every way. Every way you can think of. I don't know why. I'll tell you. I don't know why. Oh, why. Oh, yes. Woman, you may not be working and drive a fast car. Come me now go let you out and when you come from far. You remember when we only have one arrow shirt and you are.
We need peace in this world. We need peace in Guyana. We need peace all over. Remember the vagabonds, the true vagabonds in the country. You know who they are. And for those of you who are now joining us thinking that now I'm starting, no, I've been on since 8 o'clock. Look out for this vagabond. Chase him wherever you see him. Chase him out.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you make a slight concession in the maritime area.
All right, guys, got to go. All right. Have a good night. Until tomorrow, same place, same time. Say bye-bye. You're not going to say bye.
Adios.
Say what?
Adios.
Adios. Okay. Adios, guys.
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata, Francis C. Vietnam, and since 1965, I become a voter. And I always place my X next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data. I have none.
So, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington law firm located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you, so call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the number to call us is
Let's get together.
718-877-3100.
Stop all this fussing and fighting. Let's love one another. You gotta help your mother, help your father, help your brothers, help your sisters, help your neighbors and your friends. We are one people, one nation, one destiny. Everybody, y'all. One people, one nation, one destiny. Yeah, yeah. We were separated. Now we are free. That's the way it should be. You gotta help your mother, help your father, help your sister, help your brothers, help your neighbors and your friends. We are one people, one nation, one destiny. Yeah, yeah. One people, one nation, one destiny. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. We are one people, one nation, one destiny. Yeah, yeah. One people, one nation, one destiny.